Please go on.
Yeah. So if I can go on to if you are looking at the probable causes, or we call them the primary causes, okay, for these kinds of harboring of harmful substances or chemicals, okay, and because I'm a building construction professional, I'll be dealing with there are numerous causes, but I'll be dealing with specifically those that has got to do with the built environment, okay. In this way, I
I believe
classify them.
this is just not restricted to our homes, but even at the office places, and we're talking about these, public areas as well, like the malls and the
Absolutely.
churches, the mosque. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Wherever there's human occupation, okay. So whichever space that the human works, okay, in that aspect, definitely there are the presence of these harmful chemicals and then volatile organic compounds. So it can be in the hospitals, it can be in the schools, it can be in the malls or public spaces, it can even be in our churches, okay. But most of the times our homes, because that is when we spend most of our time,
Okay.
okay. Then whatever I'm discussing pertains to all the spaces for which human occupation takes place, okay, and you're living and then you're working, okay, in that aspect. All right. So if I can go on with the causes, you will see that for me, one of the primary causes is on the construction materials and their associated activities.
Okay.
Okay. When I talk about construction materials, I'm talking about anything that we use, okay, to build, okay, be it in the build envelope. If I'm talking about masonry, I'm talking about carpentry, I'm talking about roofing, I'm talking about finishes, okay. You see that the materials that are employed and applied at the construction sites, okay, up to the time we occupy, and even as we occupy it and we live in it, the things that we do within the space itself, okay, has embodied all these kinds of harmful chemicals that these materials throughout its transformation, okay? So you see that these materials that we use, okay, always undergo a certain form of transformation, with the exception of those that actually remain in their natural state, for example, stone, etc., or rustic wood, okay, for which has not been, we don't even have a preservative on them, okay? But any material that has undergone a form of transformation, okay, has some form of a harmful chemical within them, and for which these are emitted during their application, their installation, and then they are living in it, in that space. So you see that all these materials, be it paint, okay, how paints are made, there's chemicals that are applied and mixed and formed in order to even prolong its lifespan. Now you see that there are chemicals that are used, and in these kinds of preservatives and in elongating some of these, okay, even achieving a certain kind of color, there is this kind of innate harmful chemicals and volatile organic compounds that are innate in them, and that actually, okay, are emitted when these things are applied to the building, okay, in the form of construction and then maintenance or even repair work, okay. And so this, in that process, produce a lot of pollutants, and for which inadvertently, when we are not using our safety gear, will get into our lungs,
So,
and then
Doc,
we
you would
also
want to tell us some of these chemicals that